Hello YouTube, it's been a long time since we done a politic talk video, and I know just by the title alone y'all is looking a little bit shocked. So before y'all get the darn on firing off in the comment section, let me explain my position. So yes, y'all are reading the title right, and this is not no clickbait or anything of that sorts. I have, you know, with some hesitation, am leaning towards voting for Tom Steyer for the primary. And I do not say this lightly. Once again, y'all know I'm somebody who does my full research. And for y'all that's been with me for a minute, y'all know this. Like I've done how many videos on Andrew Yang? I done over a dozen videos on him. Y'all know my top darn original supporter was Marion Williamson. But I told y'all, I'm not voting for Bernie under any circumstances. So I don't care that Marion Williamson and Andrew Yang, who were my top two choices, when Marion Williamson dropped out, I was already darn on devastated. But then I said, okay, it might be some slither of hope with Andrew Yang. But then he drops out, and now both of them are endorsing Bernie Sanders. And I know y'all thinking, well, by default, I would automatically be swayed over to Team Bernie, and wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. This is not one of those situations where one of my people fall out and support the other person. I'm just gonna go based off of blind faith. No. I was a huge supporter of Marion Williamson and Andrew Yang based off of their Pacific policies. And I have not seen Bernie Sanders adopt either one of their policies that I was favorable of that will make me want to darn gonna change my thoughts on him and vote for him. Not in the least bit. Biden, hell for no. Mr. Crime Bill, no, 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 no. Bloomberg, stop and frisk. Now I give him all this about black businesses and all of this, and helping out the tons of. But we see how the darn on Congressional Black Caucus is doing. Not all black folks is not for our interest, so I don't really give two fucks about his darn on bragging rights about getting so many black people into darn on politics. Because honey, that's just like the darn on the black politicians in Africa. Some of your darn on prime ministers be darn on complicit, and you give them a few $100,000s. They darn on complicit in keeping their whole entire country in darn on moral peril as long as the prime ministers and shit are staying darn on fat like a cat. So just like in Africa, honey, our black folks ain't no different here. Give them a little bit of money on the darn on back end, and in addition to some security and $120,000 plus a year guaranteed salary, honey, they darn gonna sell us all up the river. So him doing that as far as helping out black people getting into office, honey, no, because once again, he ain't got the right black folks up in there. It'd be something different if he was getting some darn old powerhouse, some minds like me up in there, but I haven't seen it from Bloomberg. But I do commend him on the black businesses and all of that. That did not go unnoticed, but is that enough for me to vote for him? No. Now I will take the time to at least look at his platform. I'm not saying not everybody's above, repentance and forgiveness and stuff. But from what I'm seeing of what he's been speaking of today, and I took the time to look at these debates. I've looked at the ninth debates, and I've looked at this one that was held in South Carolina, and he didn't impress me. None of them didn't impress me really too much on black issues. Tom Steyer really didn't get that much talking time, but his platform, much similar to Marion Williamson, it's the platform that wins me over. So it's like, that's why I always encourage y'all to go and look at the platforms, because they be one way on stage because they might not have enough time to speak, but then when you go and look at their platform, it's a whole different ball game. Just like Marion Williamson, she didn't make it past the second debates, but she was still my top choice because her platform was unmatched by anybody else. Nobody could match what Marion Williamson was offering, even to this day. And it's deplorable that even Bernie Sanders didn't even darn gonna take heed and adopt some of her policies because he feel like he got it in the bag. That's that old white Jewish complacency where it's like, oh, you just feel like you just got it in the bag, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog about honey. I'm not. Yeah, yeah, y'all can chime off in them comment section if you want to. I'm not going towards Bernie. Cause Bernie, time and time again, he ain't no different than he's like a more low key Bernie. See, this is what we talk about as black people when it comes to darn, and we about to go there. You see, Bernie is the ultimate example of the left version of racial complicity. Because you got racists, you got racist enablers, like a Bernie Sanders. I mean, not a Bernie Sanders, but well, him too, but in a different capacity. But Joe Biden, Mike Bloomberg, but you got Bernie Sanders. Why do I put Bernie Sanders in that same category? Because Miss Senator Nina Turner talk about all this. He's been doing this since 1962, and he's been on the front line with Martin Luther King, this, that, and the third. But Bernie Sanders has been in darn Congress now since the 1990s, and the only thing tangible you can tell me he's actually done directly towards black people was actually co-signed on the darn crime bill that darn fucked us over. Tell me something. And because every time I ask this of Bernie Sanders supporters, I just say, name me 3 things that Bernie Sanders done instrumental towards the progression of black people. 3 things. Just 3. That's it. I'm not asking for no whole. I'm not darn on the Mexican darn tirade of asking for over 2,000 things, because I know as a president, you supposed to be real rounded. You supposed to be looking after everybody's interests. And it seems like everybody else's interest gets heard. Native American issues are being heard a lot more. And, LGBT, shout out to our community for finally pushing through. It is definitely much well deserved after all the shit that we've been going through. But also as a black person, it's like we ain't going nowhere though. It's like I commend them on the LGBT front, but on the black front, I'm not seeing it. And it's like everybody else gets the darn mention stuff exclusively to them, and it ain't co-opted. It ain't all lives matter with it. When Asians talk about Asians issues, you're able to exclusively talk about Asian issues. When you're talking about reparations for darn Mexicans detained at the border, that was a darn conversation brought up at the darn the 7th Democratic debates. And I didn't hear none of this minority talk and all lives matter and darn reparations is divisive. I heard an undeniable yes, we would give reparations for Mexicans detained at the darn border. But here we is going through the longest suffering darn atrocity. And you saying that it's and everybody on his team, I know peak game with everybody. Senator Nina Turner always dodging the damn question. Killer Mike don't have nothing to say. He'll darn march around the Mayberry Bush. The Senator, not Senator, but House of Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she was on the Breakfast Club talking about brown skin girl. See, Beyonce, you done fucked up with the brown. You should have, and she did. She did say that brown skin like Kelly Rowland's role in. And it's gonna pose like Lupita Nyong'o. She was very descriptive, but people gonna co-opt the hell out of that shit like the Xandras of the world. And talking about I'm from the Bronx and this, that, and the third, and all this, that, and all this. Okay, I get this. And the reason why the all lives matter once again does not work is because just like affirmative action, everybody gets a benefit but black Americans. Africans get to come over here to sell faster than us. Some West Indian folks get to come in to sell faster than us. Indian folks that are darker than me, with straight hair, get to come over here to sell faster than us. Everybody, white women, get to come over and darn benefit the most off of. Are here that get the benefit most off of affirmative action. And now I'm seeing pretty much the 21st century version of that shit. Because when I hear about, we just going to fund HBCUs, as if black people are the only persons that go to HBCUs, first of all. Number 2, what about the ones who are already college graduated? And the statistics that show proportionally black doggone women are the highest doggone degree holders proportion to their race. So obviously it's not due to a lack of education of us not having doggone jobs. And then Bernie Sanders, oh, the federal job guarantee. Okay, that's nice. If $15 an hour is what you want to settle for. Because once again, not all of us just want to settle for $15 an hour. You do got some of us that are entrepreneur in mindset that actually want to have our own businesses, and we just don't want no doggone what is the minimum wage. Yes, $15 is a very good wage to have. However, for us that aspire higher than what is supposed to be the standard minimum for us to doggone live up in America, well, what about us? Now that's what Elizabeth Warren I did better than Bernie, because Elizabeth Warren was the one that walked the walk and talked the talk, holding the banks and shit accountable. So when Elizabeth Warren comes on here, I be looking at her a little bit more favorable, because it's like, okay, this is the one that I seen grill doggone Wells Fargo and hold their ass to damn task. So I can see what she's doing. Now, when I ask what Bernie Sanders is doing, y'all can't show me nothing. Can't show me nothing. Can't show me something. I'm just asking. Maybe I'm oblivious. And once again, I would admit if I'm oblivious, if y'all can show me some receipts. I'm asking for the receipts. What has Bernie actually done that could actually be shown progressive towards black people? I'll wait. Because once again, the HBCUs is not hitting it. We need reparations. It's an undeniable fact that at this point you cannot ignore it. And reparations, I said it time and time and time again, it is a lot more than just money. I have a whole video breaking down reparations in doggone intricate detail, which goes into charter schools, not the government funded ones, because charter schools have been co-opted as well. I'm talking about the charter schools back when it was doggone run for and by black people, not the ones that are black targeted. You know, you got black targeted hair products that are not black owned, but you got black owned hair products. Same thing with charter schools. You need to fund the ones that are actually by the community of black people, not just the ones that are funded by the state doggone charter schools. So when I hear about these charter schools and HBCUs, and you got doggone HBCUs where hell half the doggone people there are white too. Once again, everything else we're the only ones where our shit has to be co-opted. Everybody else getting the doggone say something exclusively, but black people, we got to settle for doggone all lives matter approach. We tired of this. We're tired. I know I am. So when I hear Tom Steyer and I look at his platform late last night, and I got to look a little bit more before I go to the polls tomorrow, because right now it's a toss-up between him and Elizabeth Warren. Everybody else, I am unimpressed by. Bernie Sanders, I don't give two flying fucks about Marion Williamson and Andrew Yang supporting you. I'm not. You have not done nothing to doggone get my vote. But Joe Biden, hell no. Mr. Stop and Frisk, no. Tulsi Gabbard fell off the. Y'all know I was looking favorable on Tulsi for a moment, but I haven't seen an interview from Tulsi. I'm like, Tulsi done turned into a doggone Waldo. Where's Waldo? Where's Tulsi? I haven't heard a peep from Tulsi. Even when doggone Marion Williamson fell off, she found a way to keep herself in an interview left and right. Now I'm trying to figure out how does somebody. Now, granted, I do know she is a multi-millionaire and all of that, and she's a motivational speaker. But I'm trying to figure out somebody who is a House representative. How in the hell she not doggone able to keep herself out there? It's like, aren't you in the same tax bracket as Amy Klobuchar? How in the hell is Amy Klobuchar able to doggone walks around here and I ain't seeing your ass around? So I'm wondering where the doggone Tulsi fans, where's y'all girl at? It's like Tulsi was looking favorable for a moment, but doggone Tulsi done fell the hell off. I'm going to do some research again on her tonight to see if she done some updated interview, but I haven't seen nothing from doggone Tulsi. Amy Klobuchar is better, but like I said, I like Amy. Amy is just, ugh. Once again, she missed the mark on me when it comes to black issues. It's like I would like for her as a maybe attorney general, or another House representative darn position, but I don't see it for her as president. She hasn't done enough to win me over. Now she's done enough where I can see, okay, put her in the cabinet somewhere. But as far as the presidency, she hasn't won me over too tough yet. I don't want mediocre. Like, she gives me, okay, C minus. But darn on black people, we tired of just settling for C minuses and shit. We want somebody that actually has a little bit of us in mind. And once again, just having us in mind, I'm not one of these black people where I think that you only have to have black issues. That's just idiotic. We represent 14% of the darn population. I'm not expecting you to darn view us as if we're 100%. But it's like, can we get some acknowledgement? Because when you darn look towards people who are 2% of the population, when you look towards people who are not that far above us, Hispanics just passed us. I think they are, what, 18% of the population? So when you're able to look at them groups, and then it's like you darn focusing on the ones that can't even vote for your ass. Y'all spend more time talking about the undocumented immigrants than the ones who are here. They darn get mistaken for the ones who are undocumented. What about the ones who are misprofiled and shit and have to deal with all those, stuff? Because your name sounds darn Hispanic, you being looked at funny. You darn speak your darn native tongue, you being looked at funny. Because of the darn stigma that darn Trump has darn put out there. So you just can't even be a Hispanic, a Hispanic native who wants to speak your own language without the fear of you darn being misprofiled for a legal immigrant. Thanks to the orange motherfucker that's currently in office. So, but once again, we'll deal with the devil we already know versus the one, because I don't see it no different on the left. Joe Biden is like, why would I replace darn Trump with him? It's like, no, and no. Bernie Sanders, hell no. And then I know y'all saying, what about Pete Buttigieg? What about Pete Buttigieg? Pete Buttigieg ain't shown nothing at all. I can't tell you one thing, Pete. And then the thing is with Pete, I can't even tell you a decent standout policy that Pete stands on. Every time I hear about Pete, and I have, I hate to go there, but I just think of the white gay man running for president. That's sad to say. The only thing I know about you is your sexuality. Please tell me what is actually unique about Pete that differentiates him from the rest of the candidates. He's actually more darn laissez-faire than darn Biden's ass. At least Biden darn at least push out with a little bit of HBCU notion towards black people. I think he said to the $2 to $75 billion. Okay. But what the hell has darn Pete actually darn proposed? Whenever I hear Pete Buttigieg, I think of that darn teacher off of darn Charlie Brown. I don't hear nothing of any substance from darn, and that's even beyond black issues. It's like on any issue. It's like, damn. Now, I'm not just a person that votes only on black issues. It's like I care about climate change too. But all of y'all, for the most part, has been favorable on climate change, for the exception of Biden, and I don't know about Pete. Tom Steyer definitely been up in the forefront on the climate change. Gun control, okay. All y'all been speaking about, because everybody's been in unison on a lot of things, but people have had their differentiators, like Elizabeth Warren tackling the banks. Amy Klobuchar, she's from the middle of America, and she has a resume of all these bills that she has passed. So I can darn look at all the bills that she's passed. Tulsi Gabbard and her darn platforms and her history. And her platform, I see what she's working with. But Pete, I don't see nothing that differentiates you that will make me vote for your ass. It's like you just going off of the doggone white gay doggone candidate that's the youngest, and it's like the gag is you're the damn. I can't even get my words together. Yeah, it's like I'm stuttering because I can't even believe that he's supposed to be the youngest. My mouth don't even want to even speak. It's talking about honey. My mouth can't even darn fix the darn express that potential lie what your face is looking like. It's like you look like you could be up there in it. It's like moisturizer, honey. It's like I think Tosi's the second youngest, and she truly looks it. And I hate to go there because we don't supposed to be stereotyping people off of doggone looks and shit. You know, because that's so superficial. John F. Kennedy being looked at as sex appeal and all that, and that gave him an unfair advantage up against his candidate, and then all that. Looks do matter to a certain extent, but it shouldn't. So I shouldn't even go there. But it's like looks wise and stuff. It's like he's the youngest. You would think he would have somewhat of a millennial pro, but I don't even see what he's really doing for the young folks as well. I think he was against the doggone free college, and the debt, taking off the student loan debt. Now, granted, I said, it'd be a little bit too much to do it for 4 years, and there should be some limits on it. And once again, that's where Elizabeth Warren came in and gave more intricate details on, okay, we're going to do it for $50,000. And then for y'all that currently got student loan debts, we're going to also eradicate this much. Anything over, we're going to drop down the percentages, this, that, and the third, and then Bernie Sanders piggyback off of her. Now, y'all Bernie fans like to act like doggone Warren piggybacks off, and she does on some things. But in this case, doggone Bernie piggyback off of her, and I got the receipts. I've been doing these doggone videos long enough to show when people have changed their positions midway in. Doggone Elizabeth Warren has always been more specific on actually dropping the numbers and shit, and Bernie has been more evasive until he's heavily grilled by somebody like me, and then his team try to come up with doggone details. But one thing he hasn't came up with is anything towards black people. Because as far as I know, up until 2020, he's still been talking about reparations as doggone divisive. So since it's divisive, honey, guess what? My darn vote is going to be divisive toward against you. My darn vote is going to be indecisive, since you want to be indecisive about us. So that's why I'm looking either towards Elizabeth Warren or Tom Steyer. I was going to vote in Marion. I was going to write down either Marion Williamson or Andrew Yang, but since they done decided to give up and doggone endorse Bernie, it's no choice in throwing it, because I thought at least it might be a slither of hope. If enough people write in either one of those two candidates, they might find a way to get their ass back in the race. I was not opposed to donating money either towards Andrew Yang or Elizabeth Warren. I meant not Elizabeth Warren, but Marion Williamson. Both of them should have teamed up. I don't know why both of them did not decide to team up, and they still can. But now it's like, y'all done both conceded and fully gave y'all support to Bernie Sanders, and it's like he didn't even take the time to even acknowledge y'all too. Didn't even take the time to even adopt some of y'all plans for some of us to even try to even consider going over there, because once again, I haven't heard a peep about reparations. I haven't heard anything about universal basic income come out of Bernie Sanders' mouth. So why in the hell am I going over there? Why? So right now it's between Tom Steyer, and it's looking a little bit more favorable towards Tom, because just off of the long list of stuff that he has a whole section dedicated to Black Americans. That's all that we wanted. We just wanted to be included. I'm not one of these black people that wants to be included that spits everybody else. I just want to be included along with everybody else. While you mentioning Hispanics and LGBT and everybody else under the sun and Native Americans, it's like, can we get some love too when it comes to policies? We has gone through the longest atrocity out of any group of people, and we can't even get a study for reparations to get it through place, which is a damn shame. Which is also why I've been hesitant, because not only do I got to vote for who I want for president, but the senator as well, because it's like we got to get rid of it, because this shit got to go through the Senate and the House. So it's not just on the president. So in addition to being conflicted on whether I want to go with Elizabeth Warren or, Tom Steyer, I've been looking at my senators. And my senator here, he's been a long time person, but guess what? And I'm about to air him out right now. When I go to the poll tomorrow, I might not be voting for his ass. And I hope he's down there tomorrow so I can tell him to his face. He better doggone have he better come up with a change real quick, because where is his thing at? Oh, he better be glad, because there it go. You about to be doggone put on blast today. Emma Floyd. Let me get you together. Because now I'm going to do my research tonight. But I was hearing that you was doggone flat out against reparations. Now, once again, your ass is doggone 7 shades blacker than me. Look. Wide nose, full lips, kinky hair. It would be your own kinfolk that would do your ass in. That's why I said I ain't give 2 fucks about Bloomberg getting black people in, because when you get black people in like this, now I don't know if he helped out, House Representative Dargo Floyd, but when you have people like this talking about reparations is not needed, okay, you not needed. My vote is not needed for you, honey. So yeah, it's like long time people in our district. We got the clean house. Not all skin folks, So it's like I've been dealing with that issue as well on who I'm voting for locally. It's like I got all these people to look at tonight. Alan Thomas, Lieutenant Governor, Lou Oliverio. I don't know if he's doggone half Hispanic himself. I know he's black. For district judge, but then there's somebody going up against somebody named of Orsico. Lord, what is it with these names, honey? Brene Orsico. So I'm going to look into her tonight and see if she's worth voting for her over, him. And then you got Terry Johnson, House Representative District 44. And then last but not least, you got Kimberly Harvey for North Carolina House, a new voice for Cumberland County. Okay, black, but once again, I ain't voting just off of skin color no more. And this is why I didn't tell my mother about voting. She don't know nothing about voting primaries, and I don't, because it's like this what does us in. Because my doggone people just vote Democrat all down the ballot, and then they look towards the black and skin. I'm tired of that motherfucking shit. And this is how people like him has been coasting all along. Because you get that popularity and just everybody knows you around the neighborhood. Don't nobody ever doggone question what policies and shit that you supported. Because I've also seen some other questionable policies as far as environmental that I did not agree with Mr. Floyd on as well. So it's like, it's a lot of questionable shit that people like him do. But because of the popularity and the ignorance, and being in an area where a lot of people don't even go online and don't even know how to go online. So the only thing they have to look to is your little card. They don't go and do the due diligence of the research into your platform. And they just go off of doggone facial recognition. We need to change that as well. The people who are more educated on these doggone people, we need to doggone educate our doggone family members who are not. And doggone get these people out of here. Because like I said, when I go to the polls bar, honey, Mr. Floyd got some explaining to do if he's down there. Because like I said, for what I've been seeing of him, I'm not voting for him. Now, as far as Judge Oliverio, I'm going to look into his platform and see how it stacks up against Miss Orsicoa. And once again, I apologize if I'm messing up the names. Charge it to my mind, not my heart. But yeah, like I said, it's time to clean house. I'm not voting for people based off of skin tone. Uh, and I'm not darn gonna getting family members going down to the vote. Oh, you just need to vote no, because what we do in the hood is, oh, you go right down to that damn poll, you vote straight Democrat, and then just vote for any random name half the time. And then if you have a picture for a reference, you just go to the blackest person thinking that they darn go it got your you know got your culture at heart, if that's the right term to say. But it's like when you have people like this who darn gonna directly vote against reparations, how is that for you? How is that person's directly for you? Your plight. When you look and go down your neighborhood and you still see houses in the same fucked up condition, when you still see certain businesses that can't prosper, when you still see people who can't get traditional loans, when you still see, our area in turmoil, what are they really doing for you? Oh, I did see this. What makes me want to run half the doggone time. But that's it, y'all. Feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm going to cut it short right here because, like I said, it's 8 o'clock at night and I already got to do my due diligence to research. Because if I don't get there tomorrow, I have to either. Let me see my schedule real quick. Because I'm not trying to go on Tuesday because I don't even think I'm off of work Tuesday. Oh, hell no. And I got to go into work 11 to 4 on Tuesday. Oh, shit. I mean, granted, the polls will be open for a few more hours, but it's like I'm not trying to be up in line getting off. Because it's like if I wait till voting day, I don't get to go to the place that is directly across the street from the university that I work at. I would have to walk all the way, up the street to the other schoolhouse. And it's like coming from all the way down, from near downtown, all the way up towards. Oh no. I'm not about to do all that walking. Hell no. So yeah, I would definitely be getting up tomorrow, and be voting down at my local doggone early voting place. So that's it, y'all. Y'all leave y'all thoughts, comments, suggestions down below. Like this video, and I will see y'all soon with more videos.